Hey everyone, this is Gabby and I welcome you to Dancing Elephants Press audio chapters. Today I'm going to read a piece from the amazing book Holistic Journey Towards Wellness, published by Dancing Elephants Press in 2022. This book is a collaboration by 21 exceptional writers. It is the perfect balance of positivity, hope, and optimism. A quote by Leonard Tillerman. Today's piece is written by Lola, Rosario, and the title is My Outlook Shapes Me. Choose to be optimistic. It feels better. A quote from Dalai Lama. I'm a glass half full kind of person. Seeing the world through a vibrantly colorful lens makes the tougher moments a pinch less painful. At least that's how I prefer to process what takes place around me. To be clear, this is not to imply I've never had a cloud hanging over me. Rather, it's to bring perspective to my reactions during days with a little too much gray. And knowing I am surrounded by blessings give me countless reasons to remain cheery, to impart these same sentiments to those around me. Everything is connected. The coronavirus pandemic has affected us globally for over 2 years. Personally, I think this month marks a different kind of anniversary, albeit related to COVID-19. It was 2 years ago that my hometown of New York City was experiencing the epicenter of the health crisis. Simultaneously, I was going under changes. Corporate banking behind me, I created my travel blog and transitioned to freelance Spanish and French interpreting. My plate was overflowing, in a fantastic way. All I envisioned were endless possibilities. Once on-site interpreter restrictions hit, I needed to quickly find Plan B. And what that meant was leaving my adorable, expensive Harlem apartment for more affordable housing. My life was about to take a very different turn. By the first week of April 2020, I traveled to North Carolina, searching for my next residence. And on 28th of April 2020, I bought a one-way ticket to Charlotte. Rather than get depressed about living my former life in New York City, I reminded myself of the link between the pandemic and this new chapter. Accepting it all, I remained optimistic and welcomed the changes with an open heart. The weight of words. It comes as no surprise that our choice of words is directly related to what we are feeling at any given moment. But what about the after effects of those words? Even in difficult situations, how we express ourselves has an impact on us. How many times have you had a disagreement with someone and noticed that your heart rate increases, or perhaps the decibels in your voice suddenly increase? Words carry vibrations. They carry weight. As intuitive advisor, author, and educator, Ellie Molina writes in her Thrive Global article on how thought, energy, and language impact your world. Quote, the thoughts we think and the words we use can impact our world. Our words carry vibrational frequency as well as creative force. Our thoughts and words co-create our reality. Everything is created twice. First through thought, and then in physical reality, all expressed language, whether through self-talk or conversation with others, co-create your destiny. Language used intentionally and mindfully enhances our ability to access and develop our intuitive and psychic awareness. As a child develops, he or she constructs meaningful words. A sound without meaning does not qualify as a word, yet each sound carries a vibration ranging from high to low. The lower the frequency, the heavier the energy it carries. The lighter the frequency, the lighter the energy. End of quote. As a child, I certainly did not understand anything about energy and frequency of language. And I'll admit that many years into adulthood, I hadn't given it much thought. Until taking my 200 our yoga teacher training course. Still, it doesn't take an advanced university degree or even yoga practice for us to understand how words impact us. In keeping with a positive frame of mind, I always try to use only uplifting, encouraging kind words, both when talking to myself and to others. The company we keep. If you've heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together, you might think you need only surround yourself with folks that are just like you. Sounds limiting, doesn't it? Besides, how boring would life be if we were all clones of one another? And while I certainly am one to celebrate our diversity, the beauty each of us carries within us, I absolutely can relate to those who hold a positive mindset. I thrive in settings where encouragement, support, and a sense of community are fostered. We determine what works for us, what we accept in our personal relationships, and what are our non-negotiables. Sometimes tough choices are necessary for our well-being. Removing toxic beings from our lives, whether friends or family or any other connection, is sometimes essential. For some, this may seem drastic. It's not always easy to cut someone from your life. In my case, I've learned to make intentional choices about who I allow in my circle. Folks who hold racist views constantly make negative remarks, who enjoy gossip, and all manner of reduced vibration words cannot take space in my universe. They are draining, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. For me, my mental health and my practice of self-love are two top priorities. They are what keep me grounded and help nurture my love of life. The plus side. When you see the world around you as being filled with opportunities, it's easy to keep smiling, focusing on how we can create and build a kinder place is so much more gratifying than complaining and wishing things were different. There will always be challenges, difficulties in our lives, but how we work through those moments and how we treat those around us can bring us closer to creating a kinder world. Nurturing positivity in myself and sharing it with others keeps the flow of vibrant energy moving. I know this works, and I know this because my heart reveals it to me with every beat. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this audio chapter. I will leave the link to our book, Holistic Journey Toward Wellness, inside the post. And you will find all the details where you can buy the book. And I welcome all your comments and thoughts. We can further discuss the topic of positivity, of how we speak, how we use our words to create our reality. Have a lovely day and see you next time.